Hi, Gemini. How are you? The space has been cleared, and we are going to do the reading, weekly reading, starting from July 31st to August 6th. That's this weekend. And then we'll do the subsequent weeks on time. This was something that I just decided to do at the last minute to do this weekly series. Everybody's doing it, and I figured as an astrologer, I should be there as well, coupled with being a tarot reader, um, can give additional information. But everybody out there does such a wonderful job these tarot readers inspired me. They really do. And I love it when we can learn from each other. But that's really what it's all about. Breaking bread, communing, laughing, crying, rejoicing, and celebrating with each other. Right? Creating a sense of community. This is what I get when I think of Gemini. It rules municipality. It rules, regionality. People like to stay put, but it represents different environments too, even internal ones. These cards will be used to decipher the transits as they arise. Right? And we'll do this at the end of the reading. We're going to begin with this from the positive outlook that is it speaks to the ascendant, right? And we put a sign in the mundane chart on the ascendant. So we're doing Gemini, so we're moving the wheel, we're moving the dial, and put Gemini on the ascendant. And that is how collective readings should be done. Having a mental reference point of the sign in question, but knowing that they read according to the mundane application, which is different, as you know, from tropical. Okay. Let's put this here. These here are the shadow aspect of your mood. If you have good moods, happy moods, what are the bad moods that can throw it off or override the good moods? It is the shadow, if you will, right? So this is what you're suppressing and what you're not admitting, or something that you don't know that's going to blow up to you in your face like a tower. Right? And these feelings are transient. They change. That's what they're weekly readings. You might feel this way Monday. By Thursday, you don't feel that way no more. It's a passing emotional feeling. It all depends if you act on them or not. Right? So Gemini, let's see what's going on with you for this week of 7/31 to August 6th, this weekend. What is going on, Gemini? Please understand that the energies, if they come out masculine, you could be a man embodying female energy, or you could be a female embodying male energy. They can be used interchangeably because we're made of both. Take that into consideration, okay? Not everything will resonate. Take what does, leave what doesn't. Okay. Gemini, you are ready. You are ready to go out there on your own and conquer new territories. New territories, and when I mean territories, I'm also mean intellectual territories. No, maybe you've outgrown a particular community or environment, so now you got to travel. Remember, your polarity is Sagittarius, and seek other places to conquer and to decode. So this is great. And there's the dragon behind you. This is a potential energy. This is an energy. It's like putting a fucking boulder on top of a hill. That potential energy for that boulder to get down to the base. Well, multiply that times 10. It's like you are ready, like. I love it, Gemini. Mutable air, of course. Well, this time, this is a shock. This is different, Gemini. You're not willing to hit at the books. You're just gonna learn by observation and by experience. The world may deliver what it will. Very adventurous energy, very airy. I love it. Here we have the Emperor in the reverse. Uh, in the upright position, the Emperor seems a little confused, perplexed. Actually, this is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very attractive, enigmatic, passionate, a go-getter, smart, enterprising. Here it comes out in the reverse. So there's some angry feelings here in the collective. This is an isolated energy from these two cards. It kind of stands on its own here. Some of you might resonate with this, some of you may not. But this is definitely a separate energy from here. This is all positive. Here, all that came to a halt. Here. Maybe you're coming out of this confused state, embodying King of Wands energy. And it's also like stepping back and kind of recharging because the Wands is fire, it's movement. It's funny. Gemini, whether you're a man or a woman, this is the gypsy spirit that wanders all four corners of the earth, just being herself, and by the fact of just being herself, heals and transforms everything around her. Here it comes out in the reverse. Maybe some of you want to slow down or leave that, gypsy like lifestyle, put it aside at least for a moment, or permanently walk away from it. Although I don't get permanently. Nothing is ever permanent with Gemini. But I see a shift here. I mean, to have the King of Wands in the reverse definitely makes sense that the Gypsy is going to be in the reverse. The Gypsy is fire. She likes dancing, moving around, dangling her jewelry, and doing her thing. With the King of Wands in the reverse, even if this was a separate person, this energy will not be able to come out, will not be able to come forth. Maybe this is speaking of a time when you were stifled, or you wasn't allowed to be yourself, Gemini. Oh, huh. Here we got the High Priestess in the reverse. So there's some secrets that have been exposed that took this King of Wands by surprise. Hmm. Four of Cups. No, I'm sorry, Nine of Cups. Fulfillment. Someone was trying to stop you from achieving fulfillment, gratification, everything given and granted, happily ever after. With the High Priestess here in the reverse, I won't be surprised if Evil Eye, which is very Gemini, was thrown at you or some kind of spell work. Wow. Two High Priestesses. What is going on here? There's definitely a very well cloaked toxic situation here. And with this card leading Geminis, you are ready for whatever comes. I like it. Now let's look at the shadow. Those momentary feelings and emotions that you get every now and then, you know, and then they go away and we breathe a sign of relief, only for them to come back on occasion again. This is what this represents, the shadow of every thought and of every emotion, whether permanent or passing by. For those of you who would like a reading, you can call me at 281-690-8825. You can donate at ZELLE 347-485-6258, or use Cash App. Habakkuk is my Cash App name. HABAKU, the number 5 and K. Okay? And of course, PayPal, the link being the People's Astro. Okay, thank you guys so much. The readings are $40 for half an hour, $100 for 1 hour. And that's a special, that is a special rate. Okay. There we go. Yes. Let's figure this out. Nine of Wands in the reverse. You seem to lack protection or don't seek protection. The Fool. You do things and don't think about them. Just do them on impulse. Juggle things in the air that are very important. God forbid any one of those balls falls. Here is Temperance, Sagittarius, guardian angel, and it's upside down. So, Sagittarius is your polarity point. And this is in the reverse. So you lack belief, but you pretend that you do believe, but you really don't. That's the shadow. You're not genuine when it comes to your philosophical or ecclesiastical beliefs. We have an empress here. You are an empress, but you don't act like one, and you definitely keep it on the down low. I guess to become an empress really requires great responsibility and follow through and consistency. And those are things that seem to have been documented as being a little bit of a challenge for Geminis. The Hangman. This is a Pisces. A Pisces might be involved here. You might have been dealing with a Pisces. But still speaking along the same lines of religion, spirituality, and ecclesiastical concerns, the Hangman here represents, in a way, a form of a cycle ending, a cycle pertaining to a particular belief. When it comes to religion, there shouldn't be any rigid opinions. There's always room. There's always room for things to be modified and look differently. Four of Cups. You rejected somebody, or someone rejected you. If you rejected someone, you are afraid that you might have made the wrong mistake. You made a mistake in rejecting this person. this person was actually your divine counterpart. That could be a scenario. Another scenario is you knew your counterpart but refused to commune or bind because of the responsibility of self growth that you will need to go through and be for real and seeing things within yourself that you may not like to see. And so those are oscillating, conflicting thoughts that can plague you from time to time, Gemini. Okay, let's look at the transits. Let's look at the transits and secondary progression and tertiary progressions, which are the minor progressions. And let's see what the planets are saying at this time. What are the planets saying at this time? The beginning of the year was the worst. Almost all the planets were retrograde. Here we go. East, West, 7th house, Pisces, the 10th, and Virgo, the 4th. Let's see if there are any transits or influences here that adds to you feeling a certain way for this couple of days. The first house is like that boy that I showed you with the dragon. Aries is the boy. So you see, and this is a fire card. This is a fire card. So again, this is about having the gates open and no difficult transits are around to make the journey difficult or even to begin. That's great. So a lot of you have passage to leap and do what you got to do or what you want to do. Here we have an ingress. A planetary ingress is like a rate of speed of a planet entering one location in space to another. When Mars leaves the 9th house and enters the 10th house, we call that a planetary ingress. Very mathematical here. It means that things might boomerang or ricochet in a darker sense because it's pulling energy, and then it's set off, almost like an engine. It feels like a retrograde, then going back, and then going forward. And to me, because it's Virgo, we're talking about Neptune, which is currently in opposition to Virgo, as it sits in Pisces. Here we have Mercury. And of course, that's a wonderful thing to have Mercury here, because that means that as a Gemini and so much emphasis on the ascendant, you are going to project yourself onto others, and others will be projections of you. And that adds further learning. Some phases of this may not be pleasant, but others might be. Okay, this was pretty good. Not much noise with you, Gemini. And it seems like you really have everything together. Like you really know what you want. You know what you're gonna do. You don't need to let anybody else know what you're doing. Even though you love to communicate a lot, there's somewhat of a paradox with you. And there's a paradox here because when it comes to you doing your own thing, you function in private. If it's something that you don't want people to know, you definitely function in private. And then catch people by surprise that way. No, but that's what people love about you, Gemini. But I think you're going to embark on this journey. It's probably one of the most positive readings of all of the signs of the zodiac. You're like, it's like you went right under the radar. Good for you, Gemini.